Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy J Bobs here on the call for Madden Sims quarterfinals for this 2023-2024 upcoming season. Who does Madden think is the best team in the NFL? And their pick to win the Super Bowl. For those of you guys who didn't watch the previous two streams, I highly recommend you guys go watching that. But basically, what we've done so far is we've run through all 32 teams. We put them in a single bracket, like March Madness style, and we have them going. We seeded them randomly through a random number generator. We didn't like use any sort of order. No records from last year used. No predictions from myself being used on who's going to be the best regular season teams or whatnot. Not in alphabetical order. It's all just random number generator based on the seeds, and we are now down to a quarter of the teams remaining. No, the New York Giants are not one of them. They fell victim to the Carolina Panthers, like their co-tenants, or I should say roommates, the New York Jets. They both fell the Carolina Panthers in this tournament. But as you can see, I'm not selecting a team. For those of you guys who haven't seen the first two, and we got a matchup here. This is our first quarterfinals, and yes, the Tennessee Titans made it to the quarterfinals. They've been in some rather close games, but they converted on they made a crazy play. I will not spoil it for those of you guys who have not watched it, or those who have watched it and might want to just go back and rewatch. But yes, the Tennessee Titans are in, and so are the Kansas City Chiefs. The Tennessee Titans are the 25th seed. The Chiefs are the 16th seed. And to this point, I've had the higher seed hosting all of the games, and that will continue through the semifinals. The final, I will have it at the Super Bowl. At I actually don't even know where that's being played this year. Like IRL. I mean, Superdome. Oh no, it's in Vegas. It's at Allegiant Stadium. Okay, my mistake. My mistake. All right. Well, I know where it's happening. So this way, we're in the quarterfinals. We're going to create playoff-like atmospheres for all of these games, just to make it a little more fun. We're going to make them all later in the day too. We're going to keep the weather random, and I wish there was a way to make it like a playoff. Like atmosphere. We don't want to mess with that. No, I guess I can't do that. I thought I could. I thought I could say playoffs, like divisional or whatever. No, we're not doing that. I guess so. Exhibition. So we're gonna stick. We're gonna stick to it. I guess. Stick to what we've been doing. No, I wish I could make it a playoff atmosphere at this point. It's later in the tournament now. I'm gonna invest a little bit more into it. Remember, if I do see some success with this series, I will go ahead and do a man versus man type thing. So basically what that would entail is I make my week predictions for the games going on during the regular season week. That will start next Wednesday, of course, with week one. And then I'd have men do simulations similar to what we're doing now. We'd run 16 sims in a day. Well, for several weeks it'll be 16 sims. Of course, there's bye weeks in there as well that will cut down on some of the sim time in the middle of the season. But so here's what I've been doing. I've been going to fourth quarter automatically every game so far. Now, if I have to jump in and do commentary, I might be a little bit more generous because there's only 4 games today, and I don't want to cut the stream really short. I felt like the last stream was short, and there were 8 games. So, but I do expect the Chiefs to dominate, and it's not really happening right now. The Titans are hanging in there, so we'll see what happens here. It's kind of back and forth, and the Chiefs have it 1st and goal at the 4. All right, they have a touchdown. Titans are in business here. 2nd and goal. We'll go ahead and jump in with 6 minutes to play. You guys should be hearing a lot more of my commentary today because I am going to be generous about when I jump into these games. Now, I don't want to jump in if it's like a huge blowout, but... Anyways, Ryan Tannehill with DeAndre Hopkins and company. He still has Derrick Henry looking to put up a fight here in Kansas City, and Chris Jones gets there. Or at least he almost got there, and Tannehill got rid of it, and that was a good throw. And somehow the receiver didn't get his feet down in bounds, and now it's 3rd and goal at the 9-yard line. And you got to feel like the Titans need a touchdown here. As it's 3rd and goal again. Tannehill throws. It's caught for the touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins makes his presence known here at GEHA Field. And the Titans still alive in this one. If they could stop Patrick Mahomes and company, they have a shot. I mean, personally, I would not consider Tennessee to be a huge Cinderella right now, only because the 2 teams they've beaten so far, the Indianapolis Colts and the LA Rams, they're very much beatable. This is like their first game where they're major underdogs. And like the Carolina Panthers is a different situation. They've been playing teams they should have been easily beaten by. The 2 New York teams. I mean, say what you want about them and them being inconsistent, the New York teams, that is. But, like, they should be able to beat the Carolina Panthers. And yet the Carolina Panthers are in, and they're going to be hosting the LA Chargers in our next game. And I'm going to put my doubts on the Panthers again because the Chargers are a much, much better team. Even better than the 2 teams that the Panthers have beaten, in my opinion. In fact, they might even have a shot at winning the AFC West, depending on what happens with this team right here, Kansas City. Men thinks Kansas City will still continue to be good as Mahomes finds Valdez-Scantling. That is the one receiver they managed to maintain. He was barely a fringe option last year, so he's going to have to take on a much bigger role this year if the Chiefs are going to continue competing for a Super Bowl. And with Kelsey up there, getting up there in age, I just think he has to take on a much bigger role. Then speaking of the devil, Travis Kelsey along the sideline for a 1st down as Mahomes finds his big man on the left side. He makes it look easy right in the center of that triangle of Titans defenders. So 1st and 10 for Mahomes. X Factor to X Factor, of course. And they pitch it to Valdez-Scantling. And he got 6 on that one. That's been the problem for so many teams in this tournament so far. They have not been able to stop this. Even with no McCole Hartman, no Smith-Schuster, no Edwards-Helaire, like, they still just have Patrick Mahomes, and they have to account for everything he can do, and there's another pitch and catch across the middle for another 1st down. And they don't have Tyreek Hill either. Of course, he was gone 2 years ago. So we're now coming up under 4 minutes to play. Mahomes scrambles a bit to his left and finds a wide open receiver. It's Isaiah Pacheco. And the Chiefs have first and goal. Yeah, they don't have Edwards-Helaire anymore, but they do have that guy. You do have to account for him. As the Chiefs look to pretty much put it out of reach at this point. First and goal, and they threw it a little early, and that's why it fell incomplete. Kelsey usually doesn't miss those opportunities. But hey, with a little over 3 minutes to go, they're still trying to throw this football. They could easily just run it down, and if they get stopped, they can kick the field goal and make it a 2-score game. But instead, they're going big here. They're continuing to throw. Second and goal. Mahomes steps up and throws for the touchdown to Isaiah Pacheco. And it looks like the Chiefs will march on, barring a disaster here. But, I mean, the Titans did pull off a miracle last week. I mean, this would be beyond, the miracle beyond miracles. And, of course, Titans fans might taking themselves back to 1999, the lateral heard round the world. And Titans are going to have to double their score without giving up any more points to this Chiefs offense somehow. That'd be easier said than done. They can get a big play here, get it to the end zone quickly. They have a shot, though. So let's see what happens as this is returned from the end zone. And that goes absolutely nowhere. It's a wise decision to return it, but quite frankly, you needed a lot more than to get to the 19. He needed that big return, perhaps even a touchdown on the kickoff. So Titans will have it first and 10 at their own 19. We'll see what happens here. As Tannehill comes out empty, you can expect a lot more of this. Tannehill looks, fires right side, and it's overcooked. That would be second and 10. Oh, hush. Honestly, I'm a Indians/Guardians fan myself, so I don't get that either. And not to mention the Atlanta Braves. The teams that do the tomahawk chant get to keep their names, but the teams that don't get to they have to change. Anyways, Tannehill completes the pass to the right side. It's a first down, but they're gonna have to hurry here. Tannehill looks, has a man in his face, fires, and it's dropped by Derrick Henry. Running backs like to think about one thing: running. Henry forgot to do the first part of that process, and that was to catch the ball. I mean, quite frankly, it wouldn't have been for much, but he would have gotten a couple of yards, and then he would have gotten out, so the clock would have stopped. It says second and 10, and now he fires to the right, and that's a good catch there for a first down by Burks. And he gets out of bounds. That stops the clock with 2:40 to play. They're going to need a lot more of that. And a lot less of Patrick Mahomes holding the football. Bunch left. Tannehill fires. And that pass is incomplete. That time Burks couldn't get his feet in bounds. Might be second and 10. And I'm surprised he hasn't looked for D-Hop on this drive yet. You'd think he'd look for your number one receiver in trying times like this. But yet again, he's not in the game. And he's sacked. Chris Jones at midfield. The clock continues to run. And third and long for the Titans. And now it's dire straits. Tannehill could not get rid of that ball. And throw to the left side, and now he looks for D-Hop, and it's broken up. He needed to find DeAndre Hopkins on that play, and I don't expect the Chiefs defense to be like the Rams defense and give this up here. Even if they do, they have the two-score cushion. 4th and a long 14 here. Tannehill steps up, throws. It's complete! Touchdown Titans! As Burks catches the 50-yard dot from Tannehill. And this game is still alive for the Titans. And they have all 3 of their timeouts, and with 2:03 to play, they might get the 2-minute warning. They might not if the Chiefs bring it out and they run off 3 seconds. Apparently, the Chiefs had a coaching adjustment for aggressive ball strip, and that didn't affect the coverage, most likely, but the reason he got into the end zone was because he was trying to strip the ball, not necessarily make the tackle. All he had to do was make the tackle and, make the Titans score, take a while to score. Instead, you give up a 50-yard play. Now, all of a sudden, things are looking different here. And let's see. Will they get 3 seconds off the clock here? And they do, so that wastes the 2-minute warning. So the Titans will not get to use that to their advantage, but they still have 3 timeouts here. If I was the Titans, I would have unsided it because, first of all, it's Mahomes. Second of all, it would have saved the 2-minute warning, even if you didn't get it. Now that you kicked it deep, you wasted a 2-minute warning. You have to stop him cold here. Pacheco almost broke that one. He gets 3. And there's the first time out. So Kansas City pretty much wraps it up with the first down here. Be surprised if they somehow got the first down and then had to punt again. And they give to Pacheco. Can he break it? He pushes the pile forward and gets 4. And a timeout for the Titans here. That's their second. And now it's for sure if the Chiefs get a first down, the game's over. On 3rd and 3, pistol look here. Will he give it to Pacheco or will he throw? He's going to throw the football. It's incomplete. I don't blame Andy Reid for trusting Mahomes, but that's a gutsy call. We've seen him have gutsy calls before, like Chad Henne against the Browns in the playoffs all those years ago now. This was his MVP quarterback throwing an incomplete pass, and now the Titans get the ball and still have a timeout. And that is fair caught just shy of the 20. So with the Chiefs beating the Eagles, they became the de facto favorites to win this tournament. But now the Titans have a chance to tie this game here. Of course, they have to go 81 yards to do it, but you just saw what happened on that last drive. They threw that dot to Treylon Burks, and all of a sudden, things just got real interesting at GHA Field. That pass complete and an immediate hit on the receiver. And it'll be 2nd and 3. The Titans do have to pick up the pace here. Just because the Chiefs gave you the ball back doesn't mean you're going to get down the field for free here. 2nd and 3. Need to go quick. Tannehill hikes it. Steps up in the pocket. Rolls out to his left. Fires complete. And that should be a first down, and it is. But it's in the middle of the field, and we're coming up on a minute to play. And we are now under a minute. You can see Valdez Scantling watching, hoping his defense can get a stop here to end the game. Tannehill looks to the left and misfires. The clock stops now with 46 seconds to go. Just a timeout here. $70 yards to go. They have to do it in 46 seconds. Tannehill stays in there, but steps away and then misfires on the comeback route. It's 3rd and 10. I mean, last drive, it looked like a boneheaded drive, and then he found Traylon Burks for that 50-yard dot down the field. We'll see what happens here, 3rd and 10. The Chiefs come with the blitz. It's picked up. The pass is complete to D-Hop, and he gets out of bounds at the 47. It looked like he didn't want to get out of bounds, but fortunately for him and his team, he stepped out at the 47, and that stops the clock, keeping the Titans timeout in their pocket. As you can see right there, yep, just barely getting out of bounds before being pushed back. So remember, you have to be going forward out of bounds to stop the clock. You have to fight through the contact. D-Hop was just barely able to get his foot out of bounds before getting pushed back, and now Tannehill looks for D-Hop again across the middle. This time it's incomplete. And here's where that incomplete pass comes into play. If the Titans had no timeouts here, they probably can't look for anything in the middle of the field. But because they still have that timeout, they can afford a middle-of-the-field play with 32 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Tannehill fires, and that should have been picked. There's a penalty. And they're going to... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. McDuffie was playing the football. I think that's just some boneheaded Madden BS right there. I mean, come on now. Like, it's just the receiver happened to run into a defender that's trying to play the... Oh, that's a stupid play if we've ever seen one from the Titans there. Is now they have to use their last timeout on that. And now the Titans are going to have to go for the end zone most likely here with 20 seconds to go. 29 yards away from there. And yeah, maybe McDuffie was beat. Like, I didn't see it initially. I mean, incidental contact it looked like, but nevertheless, they do decide to call the PI. I mean, I guess Chiefs fans, they don't get to argue. It's a tackle in the middle of the field with no timeouts remaining. I mean, can they get the snap off here? They're going to have to clock it as 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's over. The Titans run out of time. They should have known better than to throw it in the middle of the field like that. I mean, what was Derrick Henry thinking? Not going to the sideline, or at least trying to get to the sideline. And quite frankly, I also think, even though he was tackled in the middle of the field, realistically, they would have gotten a spike before the clock ran out. I think Madden's just full of it. I mean, this tournament is shown Madden's just full of it, but I mean, like, you can't celebrate, and that's a Chase Claypool type of thing to celebrate in a situation like that. But anyways, the Chiefs, they walk away with a 28-21 victory here, and they will advance to the semifinals to nobody's surprise. I personally had the Eagles going, but it doesn't really surprise me that the Chiefs are going instead of them, because it is the Chiefs at the end of the day. And I mean, I think men still thinks very highly of them. In fact, too highly of them. I think the Chiefs are going to take a step back this year. That's just me personally. But they're probably gonna run into their AFC West foes here next, barring another major upset from the Cinderella team of the tournament. Where are they? Oh, yeah, team alphabet. Duh. Oh, I passed them. There they are. The Carolina Panthers. Coming in as the 13th seed via the random number generator. They have pulled off some stunning road victories so far. And I just don't. Well, I mean, they had the Jets. They had the Panthers. Or, excuse me. They had the Dolphins, and then they had the Ravens. And, like, it's just. They've pulled off upsets against two teams that that are much better than them. And now the Panthers are coming up here in a semifinal game against another team that is much better than them. And we'll see what happens. So we'll do the same thing we did last game. Sim to the fourth quarter. And if you can excuse me, I was doing some gig work earlier and haven't had much of a chance to really hydrate, so don't mind me. So the Chargers have a 7-0 lead after one. Let's see what happens after two. Panthers score, and it's going to be tied at halftime. Then we'll go to the third. The the Chargers are going to get on the board and then miss the extra point. So they're up 13-7. The Panthers have the ball just shy of midfield here to start this fourth quarter. And we'll see what Bryce Young can do here. He's been the Cinderella of the tournament, but this time he gets strip sacked. And how did that happen? I'm at a loss for words about how nobody on the Chargers defense got to that ball. As you can see, Kenneth Murray gets through, gets the strip, and then somehow all those guys just keep getting blocked, and then Bryce Young falls on the football himself. It's very rare you see a quarterback get strip sacked after being taken down to the ground and recover his own fumble, unless it bounces right back to him. We'll see what happens here. 2nd and 22, the pass caught. And they get some of that yardage back. It'll be 3rd and 14. And yeah, that was a big play by Kenneth Murray. It's too bad that none of his teammates helped him out on that. I mean, where the hell was Joey Bosa? And Bosa's trying to come for this one, but Young was able to get outside the pocket and throw it, and he misfires. Wasn't exactly an easy throw off his back foot, but you would have wanted them to make that if you're a Panthers fan, and now they're going to have to punt. I don't expect them to pull out the stops like the Rams did with the fake punt in the first round. They don't. This punt is returnable, but not for a lot of yards. As the Chargers have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. They have the ball. They have an opportunity to run down some clock, and if they can get down the field, run out their ideal situation here. Run out the clock as much as they can. Get at least a field goal, make it really difficult for this Cinderella Panthers team to get back into this game, and then take off for Kansas City to take on their division rivals. But that play is going nowhere. The Panthers have other ideas. They want to get this ball back and have a chance to take the lead here late. Honestly, I just see a lot of football players nowadays retiring early. I mean, you see Andrew Luck. He retired early. I thought he'd still be playing football now. If you would have asked me, what would Andrew Luck be doing in 2023? I would say he'd still be playing quarterback. I don't know. Maybe not for the Colts, but I mean, those guys a lot of guys are retiring early. Just because it's football, you take hard hits. some guys regress. Running backs regress easily, and Eckler got 5 on that one. So now you're looking at 3rd and 6. Herbert looks to throw, steps up, and he avoids the rush, but he's not able to get to the line to gain. So the Panthers get the stop and force the Chargers to punt. Exactly what they wanted to do on defense. As you can see, good coverage downfield. No chance for Herbert to go anywhere. Couldn't find either Keenan Allen or Mike Williams. And now here's the punt, and this is good kick coverage by the Chargers as they force a fair catch at the 29. So Bryce Young gets another shot after getting stymied on that last drive, mainly because of Kenneth Murray timing his blitz perfectly and sacking him. I mean, but imagine right now if the Chargers actually recovered that fumble, this would be a 2-score game. Even if they get stymied like they just did, it would still be a 2-score game. It'd be really difficult for this Panthers team. Instead, 1-score game. Young steps up, looks to throw, pass is caught for a short gain. Give them 2, or Madden says it's 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 31. Young hangs in there, throws, caught, 1st down, Carolina. DJ Chark makes the catch, and quite honestly, I didn't even know he was still in the NFL. But he's playing for the Panthers, apparently. DJ Chark trying to keep his team in this tournament, trying to get him to the semifinals. And what would be the ultimate March Madness-esque type run for a Madden simulation tournament. That pass complete. Past midfield for another 1st down. And once again, it's Chark. I like that animation where he's just able to stop as the ball gets to him. He doesn't, like the throw isn't behind him or anything. Play action fake. Good protection, and Young misfires. So 2nd and 10. Shotgun look here for Young. And again, good protection, but unable to find Chark on that one. As that coverage was better this time. It'll be 3rd and 10. An interesting situation. If the Panthers get no more yards, will they punt or will they go for it? But the Panthers want to try and make it so that isn't even a thought here on 3rd and 10. Bosa gets to him, and that certainly isn't a thought in the worst way possible now. As that's 4th and 22, and I think they'd have to punt here. There's no way they're converting a 4th and 22, barring some mac and cheese. As there is the man of the hour, Joey Bosa, getting to Bryce Young and making sure the rookie quarterback can't make a play. And now this is likely a fair catch, and no, it goes beyond him as he sells the touchback very well there, and the Chargers will get it at the 20 now. And now they'll have a chance to wrap the game up, and they won't have to do nearly as much now with 2:51 to play. They just have to do enough to get the Panthers to burn those 3 timeouts, waste the 2-minute warning. They don't even need a field goal at this point. They just need to make it really difficult for this Panthers team to come back. Pin them deep in their own territory, preferably, too, if they do have to punt. Herbert's going to throw, and it's caught for a 1st down. As he does find Mike Williams. Or excuse me, that's Palmer, not Williams. His 3rd receiver out there. I mean, you think that the Panthers are double covering Williams and Allen. But I mean, you can find Palmer out there in the slot. And now the Chargers burning as much time as possible here as the Panthers elect not to use the timeout. Eckler is a yard short of the first down, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Second and 1. A first down does not wrap up the game necessarily, but it would certainly devastate the Panthers' chances here. And they do just that. And Eckler breaks it well past midfield to the 38. Now the Panthers are going to have to start burning those timeouts here. And with the minute 55 to go, the Panthers are in trouble here. If they get the ball back, they will be likely just over a minute to play, and that's if they don't give up another score. And short of the line of gain, barely, is Austin Eckler. One more first down, and that would have wrapped it up right there. And certainly now, if he gets the line to gain, it's over. And even if they somehow don't move the sticks and they get stymied right here, they kick the field goal and it's game over. So I think you could put this in the book as a Chargers W, but making sure nothing drastic happens here. Eckler is stopped in the backfield here. And now it's 3rd and 2. As Thurman gets in there and makes the tackle. And the Panthers' tournament run still alive with some slim hope here. They need a stop, and then they need some sort of special teams miracle. And they don't have to worry about that as Eckler picks up the first down, and that'll do it. The Chargers advance to the semifinals, and what will certainly be a good game to watch against their divisional opponent, Kansas City Chiefs. They will be heading to the GEHA field, a.k.a. Arrowhead Stadium. So just watch Herbert take a couple knees here while I enter in this final score. What was a rather low-scoring affair, determined by some great defense. Chargers advance. The missed extra point doesn't come back to haunt them. As we now switch to the bottom half of the bracket here. We have the Falcons playing the Patriots next. Certainly two teams that I really didn't think would make it this far as well. I mean, I'm not considering them major Cinderella teams. I mean, I did expect the Patriots to beat the Broncos. And I mean, the Falcons did beat two teams that were better than them, but it wasn't like the Panthers who had to beat the Dolphins and the Ravens, who are like far superior. But this will be the game where like you weren't expecting the game to happen, and one of these two teams is gonna be in the semifinals. So, and after that, we have the Bengals playing the Cowboys. We have a lot of Cowboys fans, and of course, here I am in Cincinnati, surrounded by a bunch of Bengals fans. I mean, on game days, I'll likely be hanging out at the Browns backers bars in this area. So, luckily, there's plenty of Browns fans to come around. So, let's see, Super Bowl. Yeah, the Super Bowl. What was it? Super Bowl 51? Yeah, Super Bowl 51 rematch here. As the Falcons will travel to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. Although we don't have Matt Ryan versus Tom Brady anymore. We have Desmond Ridder versus Mac Jones. And I'll tell you what, the two quarterbacks I just mentioned, I think Madden is really propping them up here. Because personally, no offense, I don't think Mac Jones could be decent. I don't know about Desmond Ridder. Sorry to my UC people. I mean, I'm technically UC grad now. Got my master's, but I don't see Desmond Ridder doing anything in the NFL. And yet here he is making some inroads in this tournament. So what will we see here from the aforementioned Desmond Ridder and Mac Jones? So we'll sim to the fourth quarter as we have been. And 7-0 Patriots so far. To 10-0, 17-0. This is getting ugly here. Might not even have to jump in for this one. Falcons trying to get points back. It looks like they might. They get the touchdown. Can they stop the Patriots here? They get the field goal. And the Patriots are going to advance here. They're going to advance. We don't even have to jump in here. They do it rather easily. They'll go to the semifinals. 28-14 the final. They had upended the 49ers in round one before taking on a couple much easier opponents here. They will run into a little bit more of a formidable opponent, especially if it's the Bengals. So the Bengals will be playing host to the Cowboys here in our last game of the stream. Come on. It's been doing this thing. Of course, the Bengals disposed of my Browns in that last game, of course, fitting. And then we have the Cowboys. Oh, I passed them. The Bengals have their first home game of the tournament. So let's see how these Cowboys fare in the jungle. Bengals get the ball to start. Easy touchdown, but Dallas responds. So 7-7 here. Second quarter. Field goal for the Bengals. Nothing for the Cowboys. Touchdown for the Bengals, but no extra point. And now the Bengals have a 2-score lead here. The Cowboys answer. They're looking to strike back. And oh boy, don't they ever. And now they have the ball to start the fourth quarter as well. So the Bengals were unable to score in their last possession of the third. And what a finish to the stream we could have here as Tony Pollard runs to the left side and gets one. So just a reminder, like I said, if I feel like I'm getting a lot of support in these streams, I will do a man versus man card every week of the regular season. Wednesday nights, sometime, depending on the times, I could try to do Thursday right before the Thursday night game as Tony Pollard rushes for 8, makes it 3rd and 1. I could try to make it Thursday nights right before the Thursday night game. I could do that, pull that off. But I prefer to do Wednesday nights just to be safe. If I do intend on doing that, as Pollard gets it and finds a gaping hole for a first down. I'm surprised he doesn't have more yards rushing right now with the way this game's going. Dallas trailing by 9 at halftime, scored 2 touchdowns, and this completely flipped this game around. And they're looking to put an end to the Bengals' run here in the quarterfinals as Tony Pollard breaks another one and is past midfield for a first down. And the Bengals defense, they're going to have to get it together here. This is supposed to be one of the best, if not the best defense in the NFL. And they're just letting Tony Pollard run all over them right now. And their home field, and there's Prescott looking to throw now, and that pass is caught for a first down. Sometimes I forget that man's still in the NFL too. Brandon Cooks. But he does make a catch there for Dallas and contributes big time to their cause in trying to advance to the semifinals as the Cowboys are marching down the field now. Their offense has been unstoppable here in the second half as CeeDee Lamb has a reception for 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5 after that. I mean, this, as expected, is a good game. When we saw this matchup, we knew this would be the matchup of the stream. Prescott looks, fires, and that pass is caught. And yes, he's inbounds. Michael Gallup, 1st and goal at the 5. As Prescott fires a strike into the corner there, just shy of the goal line. 5 yards shy of it, but yes, a good tiptoe job there by Gallup. The Bengals are going to challenge here. It looked like he had his toes in bounds, but was he going backwards out of bounds? He turned his foot. He turned his foot there at the end, and if you're going backwards out of bounds, that's close. If you're going backwards, see, he's going backwards. So this might get overturned. That left foot is on the white. Let's see what happens. Of course, challenges never got overturned in previous men's. Let's see if that changes. And the ruling on the field stands as called. So the Cowboys get the huge first down conversion, and now they can run a few plays here, and they're going to try and get it to the end zone. Pressure on Prescott, and he was looking for Lamb. That was the Bengals defense that needed to show up a few plays ago. They needed Sam Hubbard and company to get into that backfield and pressure Prescott and make sure Pollard didn't run absolutely crazy on them. But, of course, the Cowboys do have one of the best offensive lines in the league. And there's the Bengals defense again as they look to keep it at a one-score game. A field goal try would keep it that way, as the Cowboys now have a 3rd and goal. Joe Burrow watching hopefully, but also helplessly, as this defense needs to make a play here. Prescott takes off. No, he can't go anywhere. As Hill gets the sack officially. I think that should be a TFL because Prescott was clearly trying to run with it, but it will count as a sack. Nevertheless, 4th and goal, and now they're going to send out their kicker. Should be an easy one from 27, and that extends the Cowboys' lead to 8. So the Bengals do get the ball back here. They're down by 8. They missed the extra point in the second quarter. And that's certainly going to hurt their cause right now because if they get a touchdown, they're going to need the 2-point conversion to tie the game. With 3:57 left to play. If the Cowboys win, they'll actually be hosting the Patriots. The Patriots are the 23rd seed. The Cowboys are the 22nd seed. They've played all road games up to this point. Oh, no, negative. But no, last stream they played the Packers at home, so negative. My bad. I should know what happened in my own streams, but sometimes I forget. The Bengals will start at their own 24 after that kickoff. They have 76 yards to pay dirt, but this is the Bengals with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, you name it, Tyler Boyd even. They're going to start with running the football, and that's an interesting decision as Mixon is decked for a loss. I'm not saying Joe Mixon ain't half bad either, but they need to get down the field here. And you think they'd look for their big play guys. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. You think they'd be looking for them, but they decide to start with a run to try and catch this Cowboys defense off guard, and they're not having any of it. And now pressure on Burrow as Parsons appeared to get there. Burrow does get the pass off, but only for a gain of 2 to the safety valve, Joe Mixon, and now is the clock running here. The time isn't much of an issue here, but if the Bengals don't convert here, they're going to be faced with a tough decision. Burrow looks to throw. Cowboys come with the blitz. It's picked up, and he finds his man Chase, and he's going to take it the distance, 77 yards. Jamar Chase, you finally found the man, and it looked like he beat the defender in coverage, and yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there with that Cowboys defense. They're supposed to have one of the best defenses in the league, the best secondaries in the league, and I mean, it is the Bengals receivers, like I said, but now they're going to have to go for 2. Trips left, Mixon, they're not going to hand it to him, obviously. Burrow looks to throw. Good protection. He's going to take off with it, and he can't get there. And now the missed extra point might just come back to bite the Bengals. As Burrow couldn't find a receiver, decided to take off, and he gets decked at the 3-yard line. And now what will the Bengals do here? Will they decide the onside? Or will they kick it deep there? And they will kick it deep here. They have 2 timeouts here. They did use a timeout earlier, apparently. I'm not sure when. Someone enlighten me if they saw when that timeout was used. If Tony Pollard can keep doing what he did on that last drive, I don't like the Bengals' chances here. But of course, the Bengals did finally get their heads together and made that stop on the goal line. So maybe that little bit of desperation will come out here, and then the Bengals will get the stop and get this football back. Prescott's got to throw here though, and that's incomplete. The timeout doesn't go away for injuries unless you're inside of 2 minutes of a half. So that doesn't make sense. And speaking of timeout, Prescott just gave the Bengals a free timeout there. 2nd and 10. And now they'll give it to Pollard. And Pollard, the tackle is made 3 yards shy there by Mike Hilton. If it wasn't for that, this game is a lot more secure right now for Dallas. The Bengals, interestingly, not going to use the timeout here. But, they've been stupid enough to hike it before the 2-minute warning before. And they are going to be smart this time, not hike it. Third and 3. They need the 35. And they're going to get the 35 with the run by Pollard. And that is going to devastate the Bengals' chances here, as they are now down to 1 timeout remaining with a minute 57 to play. And that was the biggest play of the game. And nobody but Tony Pollard was going to convert that. And here's Pollard again. Now he just needs to put 4 hands on this football, and this game's a wrap for the Cowboys. They would be advancing to the semifinals to host the Patriots. Second and 6 coming. Prescott gives it to Pollard, and you stopped at the 43. The Bengals cannot stop the clock. Cowboys have 4 yards to go here. Even if they don't get this, they can pin the Bengals deep in their own territory. With very minimal time, must I say. Snaps. They're going to throw the football. And it's a screen. And it's a first down. And the Cowboys advance. And I still think that was a gutsy play call. Just because if something bad happens there, you take a huge loss, you get sacked, or you throw it and the running back drops it, and it's incomplete. But the Cowboys had trust in Prescott. They had trust in Pollard, and it works to perfection to end the game. And ballsy, to say the least, as the Cowboys will walk away with a 24-22 victory. And who would have thought an extra point would have been the deciding factor in this game? And yes, I know it was a 2-point victory, but when the Bengals scored their last touchdown, they had to go for 2 and didn't get it because of the missed extra point. And we'll see you in the Lone Star State for the semifinals, as well as Kansas City. And boys, I'm not sure which matchup I'm looking forward to most. Personally, I'd say the Chargers and Chiefs is going to be interesting. I mean, I think in real life the Chargers have a real shot at beating the Chiefs this year. I think Madden is going to lean with the Chiefs, though, of course. I appreciate your support, Hush, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try and provide the best for the semifinals. So in the LOG group chat, I proposed 2 ways I can do this now because I did miss yesterday. So because I missed yesterday, things had to get pushed back a day, and I realized that could affect things with the semis and the finals. So here's what I can do with those 2 things. I mean, with tomorrow being Friday, it would probably be an earlier start time to the stream if I do the finals with the 2 semis. What can happen, though, is I can do the 2 semis as normal, start the stream at 5, and then run those things and hop off of here by 7. That's always my goal. And then do the finals Saturday morning before I watch college football all day. Or I can kind of bundle the semis and do the final on the same day. But that would probably require me to start the stream a little earlier, maybe even before some of y'all get off of work. I would prefer. I mean, I don't want to do that, but like at the same time, I also don't want to do the final on Saturday. Like I'd prefer to do it on Friday night when everybody's home. I mean, the poll is up in the scheduled channel in the LOG Discord server. So for those of you in that league, you guys can vote which way I should do it. Should I do it all tomorrow? Where of course I'm going to be commentating every single play of all of these games from here on out, or should I go ahead and keep it split and just push it back as I originally planned? And the final stream will be on Saturday morning, likely around 10 Eastern, so I can reach my friend's place by noon before all those games kick off. Anyways, be sure to vote on that. This is your boy J-Bob signing off, saying see you next time from Men Sims. Have a good night, everyone.